Dear traders, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our daily trading webinar series, real-time daily trading ideas. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of November. Of course, as of every day, we want to show you nice trading ideas, screen the markets with you, and of course, answer your questions live in the webinar. Before we begin, please be aware of the risk disclaimer. With Admiral Markets, you are trading leveraged products, and of course, those leveraged products can keep substantial risks to your deposits. Also, all trading ideas that our moderator is giving to you, they are not trading advice. You will have to make your trading decision on your own. We have 5 days, 5 different traders, so 5 different trading styles. On every day, you will see another moderator that will give you trading ideas, show you how he is going through the markets, how he is screening them, and how he is finding the trading ideas. Today, it's Mike Seidet's turn. He will give you his insight on the markets today. Of course, with Admiral Markets, if you are new, you also get a nice trading platform with MetaTrader Supreme Edition. We are offering nice and exclusive trading tools that you can use, for example, to calculate your risks on the fly live when you are opening a trade, to set up the trading volume with just a single click, and then to start your trading. Of course, the trading conditions are also very good with Admiral Markets. For example, index 30, we have a typical fixed spread of 0.8 points during the main trading hours. And of course, maybe for your local indice, there are also very good trading conditions, for example, for Dow Jones or other trading CFD indices. If you have questions after the webinar, please don't hesitate to contact your local support team, either the UK team at the mentioned telephone number in the presentation or your local country support team. Everyone will be able and hopefully glad to help you. So, of course, now it's Mike's turn. Dear Mike, you get now the screen from me and the microphone. The stage is yours.
Yeah, great. Thank you. And welcome to the trading ideas of me for today. So I hope the sound will be fine, and I will start to transfer my monitor to you. Give me just a second for this. So I have to check this out, which one it is. So now you should see the presentation for today. Yeah, I hope you are well and had a good trading week for this week. I will start the webinar like every time with the news for today. That means there are things that I have an eye on it, because some news can influence the trading markets for this. So for today are some things to have in mind. The first of all, for the traders who like the German market to trade. At the moment, we have German exploratory talks, and the results of them may influence the markets for the next days. We have some volatility around the theme during the last days. You can see this when you have a look into the daily chart of the German DAX index. So what's next? Next one is, I mentioned it before in one of my earlier webinars. Today at 10:30 a.m. we had the Great Britain payrolls. It's past, but we have always this on the eye, because of the results of them influence the market, and this is what we will see later on in the charts. What's next for today? Of course, some things from USA at 2:30 p.m. We have a release of some data. First of them at 2:30 p.m. is the consumer price index. We have a forecast of plus 0.1. The previous was a plus of 0.5%. Also at 2:30 p.m. we expect the Empire State Manufacturing Index with the forecast of plus of 25.1%, always compared to the previous months, and the previous months had a growth of plus 30.2%. We expect further on the retail sales October. The forecast is a plus of 0.1%. Previous was plus 1.6%. And last but not least, we will have an eye on the real income in the USA. Why are this informations important? The informations give us an insight of that what the US citizens can spend in the market and what they can buy, and this one will have very important impact to the economy of the USA. And like every week in the USA at 4:30 p.m., we will release the weekly oil inventories, and we have this time a forecast of +/- 0. The previous was a growth of +0.7. So what's next? Next one is, oh, sorry for them, we have some interruptions in my presentation, but that doesn't matter. We will have a look to some trading ideas. Some of the trades are done at this moment. The first of them is the flat overnight range. You may pay some attention to what the currencies will do over the night. Sometimes we have flat channels. I will show you what I mean with this. So let me show you the Supreme edition of MetaTrader 5. I like to use the Supreme edition because of we have some really nice skills like the mini terminal that we have here, and the mini terminal includes a price ladder, and it's pretty simple to put orders into the software with the price ladder. So what's important on the overnight ranges? I will have an eye every day to overnight ranges in the Forex market that are not more than 20 pips. And we see something like this here in the Euro US dollar. You see this here, the overnight range since last night. We had this small range in the 5-minute chart. This is very good to see. I enlarged this for you a bit. And what I prefer is to trade the range breakout into the trend direction. That means you see here, hopefully you see this, we have the uptrend in the 5-minute chart, and here this range is for me the correction in this uptrend, and the break of them was for me the buy signal. And you see this here, it's the buy, and my target is the range on top. That means my target was here at 118 and 26, and the first risk control is here at the lower side of this range, nearly 117.9 in this range. And this is very important to limit your risk. For this reason, please always work with stop in your trade. So this is the market of the US dollar, Euro US dollar. Of course, this is just a quick view on it. On the night range, if you want to trade this for here, you should have a look into the hourly chart or the daily chart. And in the daily chart, you notice I will have the big picture for this. Are we still downtrending here? I will give you my view on it. This is the current uptrend for me, and now we are in a very, very deep correction, and maybe we will see a break of this here in this area. We don't know what we will see, or when the trade will come back to the downtrend, we will see a pattern like this in the hourly chart, for example. So this is, let me move this. So, okay, so this is what we like to see in the hourly chart. We will see a trend turn. You see this from here. This is what we like to see here in the hourly chart. That means this trend here, this strong trend, we had a short correction of then, and then a strong movement, and maybe this trend will be broken, and then is a time to be on the short side again. But as long as this not happens, please keep away from the short side, and the market is showing you it's still time for increasing prices. So I will delete the painting and go back to the chart. And if you have any questions, feel free, just ask your question in the chat. We will answer this very, very quickly. So next one in my mind is the Great Britain pound and Great Britain US dollar. So I load this for you. First of them is the Great Britain pound US dollar. Now I start with the euro because of this is a bit more important. We had the payrolls this morning, and you see the correction of these payrolls. I will show this to you. So the payrolls here was the release time of the payrolls at 10:30, and you see the market correction was waiting a bit, but the correction came very strong. You see this up here, and this is for me, I couldn't trade this for me because of I did not see a trend before here to trade. But what is for me very important, this is to look into the hourly chart, in the daily chart. Sorry for this. You see a very nice trading range. And why do I say this? That this is a very nice trading range. You see this here. You have a wide span between the upper and the lower line, and you can try to trade from the upper lane down to the lower lane and from the lower lane to the upper lane. I wouldn't trade anywhere between these lines, but from top till down and from down to top are some opportunities that you can see. And you see in the daily chart what you have here. We had always this order 1, 2, 3. We had now 4 times the situation that the markets went up to the top and then turned down. And how do I trade this? I use the 5-minute chart to wait for a downtrend. That means what I wait now here in the 5-minute chart is the following. So let me paint this for you. Right, so I can paint here. So, okay. Depends. So this is now still, this is an uptrending market in its deep correction. So what we need to see is the break of this trend, then correction, and then a new downtrend. And this is the situation when I would like to open my trade. And the target, of course, is the lower lane. That means I don't know when this happens, but the target is pretty clear. We go down to 0.78. This is the range, and this is an opportunity how to trade this. So what we should wait, what we should do is we should wait. I wait for this scenario, and when this scenario will appear in the chart, then is it time to open the trade for this now. So now I will clean the window again. So now it's fine again. So what should we do? We should work with a stop sell order, of course, and then can we put the target in the chart, and then we could trade or plan our trade. And if you like to do this, you can do this like here. For example, when you see a correction like this that I mentioned before, you can put your stop order in here, and then the target and the risk control order. I did not place it before, but we have to wait till the uptrend is broken. So I canceled it, but I can show you how you can manage your trade with this fantastic price ladder in here. And I mentioned it, the same picture like the chart in the day chart, in the daily chart, the range in the daily chart, can you see also in the cable. You have to see here. Give me a second to update the chart. Yes, here is the daily chart in the Great Britain US dollar, and you have the same range like we have in the Euro US, in the Great Britain pound converts to the euro, and this is the same situation. You can use the lower range to trade into the direction of the upper range, and the opposite, of course. And this is the same scenario what we have here, but here in this trade range, I would prefer to trade from the lower range to the upper range, because of we have a very nice uptrend in the daily chart, and so this is always good to trade with the big boys, with the strong direction, and this is a good opportunity see when we have the markets at this level, and then can we see what happens and what do we need, of course, to trade into the daily chart. We need a new uptrend in the hourly chart. So what we have here now is a not so clear situation, but we will see the situation pretty soon as we have the uptrend here. That means the market should go above this level here in the hourly chart. Then are we here in a clear uptrend? I will paint this for you. That means what we have here is then a small uptrend, and you can trade this trend into this direction, and you have the wind behind you in your back. Then when the markets break this level here, you can trade up to the next highs at 135.8 in this area. So just be cautious that you don't trade against the hourly trend, and then can your trading be fine and successful. So good. Next on my list is the big picture analysis of the DAX. I will switch off the painter. So right, and then will I switch over to the chart of the German index DAX 30. We will have this here, and of course, how I do this always, I check the chart, the big picture in the daily chart, and you see here this blue line. This is an interesting support level around the 12,900 points roundabout of this. And why this is important to see here as a support level, you see in this area, the market tested this level and turned back one more time. This day, it seems as if the market will turn back. We have no clear picture, but we see this here, that the market doesn't break this level till now. So and we have the big picture with us. We have good uptrends here in this area. So the big picture show us at the moment a correction of this uptrend, and when the markets will turn up again, then can you see this at first in the 5-minute chart. That means you should have a uptrend in the 5-minute chart. So what you need here is of course this one. So I paint this in for you. We should break the market here in this style, that we have an uptrend, and break the levels over here in this area, and then do you have a new uptrend in the hourly chart, and you have the chance to trade pretty early into the direction of the daily chart. And of course, what should you see as next? Because if you trade just the trend in the 5 minutes, you have in this situation still the trend in the hourly chart into the down direction. Of course, you should see this chart here in the hourly chart as direction, as main trend, and you should have the trend for a longer trend. You should go up. So this is what you see later on. But before this happens, we will have a new uptrend in the 5-minute chart, and the 5-minute chart can turn up in this direction, in this shape here, and this is just the correction of the hourly trend. This is what you should in mind all the time, and that means you should control your risk very, very strong. But when the scenario happens that the 5-minute charts will go up here in this area and break the level of the hourly chart, then we have a new the opportunity to have a new trend in the hourly chart, and this is the opportunity to trade into the long direction of the DAX. But just you should wait that we see a uptrend in the 5-minute charts for a short-term trend. For a longer trend, trade hourly into the daily chart, you should wait till the hourly chart is breaking, like you see this here, and then should you wait for a new uptrend, and then can you trade from the uptrend of the hourly chart into the uptrend of the daily chart. So this is what I would like to say for the DAX index. Next on my list to watch is one more time the chart of gold. Is very interesting to see here, and I start again with the daily chart. And what's interesting here for me is the situation that we have still the not really clear situation on the first view, but for me is the following thing interesting. This trend in the hourly chart was broken by a very strong movement, and now what we have here is another downtrend. We had this trend, and this trend was here. You see this. Changed by an uptrend in the hourly chart, and this is an interesting situation because of we have here higher highs, higher lows. Sorry for this, and this is a situation that the markets get the pressure from below to the top in this direction, and this is interesting for me to see. That means here in the hourly and the daily chart, is it interesting for me to trade when the trend here is still running, and targets, of course, you have here in these areas to see. And when this market turns above the 1300 level, then will you have a new uptrend in the even in the daily chart, and we have space to the last highs near 1359.60 in this area. This is a big picture, so this is what you should have in mind. And how can we trade this? Of course, we have now the hourly chart in current uptrend. What I see here is the current uptrend here in this area, and it's in a more at the moment is in a long movement, and the correction has started, and this is what you see in the 5-minute chart. You see here the movement, and we have still the uptrend in the 5-minute chart. That means what I would like to see is the correction in the trend of the 5 minutes. This is now the correction, and when the markets keep strong, we will see that this trend will go up. And sometimes does it happen, does the market break, and this is a good situation, then do we have a short downtrend in the 5-minute charts, what means this is the correction of the hourly chart, and then we will see the situation like here. We have a reversal pattern when this trend gets broken. So for this time, I just have to wait for the situation, and then can we trade again. But the market seems to be very strong, and we have here in mind that we had the last high in the daily chart at around about 1219, and when this level got broken, we have some traders in this area and in this area, so we can answer the question who will buy after us, and this makes the opportunity that we can open the position here in this situation. And I will show you how I can open my position. Just let me delete all of this. So I enlarge the 5-minute chart, and in the 5-minute chart, what can we do is that we place a limit order, a stop, sorry for this, a stop buy order in this level. So stop buy here at this level, and for the situation that you have here is stop buy. And the next one, what you can do is you can put your stop order, for example, in here, and you can make you push the Alt and the double click, and then do you have this window to see, and you can make this for stop loss for this ticket and save this. And now these two orders are combined, and you have, as soon as this buy order is triggered, do you have your stop order. And of course, what you can do too is you can place another line in here. For example, here at the 1249, just press Alt again, double click on this line, the windows opens again, and you make this to your take profit, and then is the system in the market, and you have just to wait what the market is playing for you. So this is it for the gold. And the last one on my list for today is like last time, the WTI, the oil, with the news at the afternoon in mind, but the big picture analysis is still what I have to do for me. You see here my drawings from the last time. You have the daily chart in a very good correction. You see this here at this time. You have a deep correction, what I really like, and what I'm waiting for now is just, of course, I wait for the news in the afternoon and just have a look into the hourly chart. You see the strong down bar from yesterday here, and you see here in the daily chart, of course, no trend, but the hourly trend is doing us the favor that we see a trend, and you see this here. Oops, sorry for this. This is the wrong line. So let me have this here. This is the situation when the hourly chart is broken, and here is the situation that I would like to see. I need trends to trade, you know this, and what I would like to see is that I would like to see that this trend is broken, and then can we trade from the hourly chart into the daily chart when we have the correction and the new trend. That means we can open the position, or when you just see this break, you can trade out of the 5 minutes into the hourly. That means when the market goes up into the direction of the daily trend. This is what I would like to see for here now, and then can we open the position. Why am I looking into the WTI? It is very good to see what the oil price is doing at the moment. We have a good reaction to the worldwide growing economy, and the growing economy should increase the need for oil, and this situation can raise the oil price. That means just what we have the news, the economic in the back, and we just have to wait that the correction will indicate the reversal pattern, and then can I open the position into the long direction. So this is for now from my trading office. Let me say what's next for you is I'm on the world of trading this weekend. Maybe we see us this weekend, and otherwise maybe we can answer some question for now. So I give back to Berlin.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike, for your detailed analysis of the markets. I don't know if we have still time for just a little question. One participant asked about Euro USD. Do you think we can do it still? Or?
Of course we can. No problem. Give me the chart. Give me a second, please.
All right,
Euro US dollar.
Yes, I will just read the question. Is it possible in Euro USD is from today in an upward trend because all today candlestick is over 50 moving average? Eventually, we can wait price to test 50 moving average at 1.1786. And then do you see that this is an upward movement that you could trade?
You mean the upward? Okay, what I do now is I will put the index in here in the daily chart. So just give me the indicator. Where it is.
Which one are you looking for?
I'm looking for the SMA 50. So
just go to Tendenz, is it, and on the German one? Just go upwards, Tendenz. No, in the navigator.
Right.
Tendenz and then moving average.
Is it this one? Yes. So, and then I will place the 50 in it so that we see what's the question is, right? So this is the SMA 50. So I, as a trend trader, I trade trend. So the SMAs are a good indicator when I see that the markets are working around this indicator. So we have now a price above this markets, and the hourly trend and the 5 minutes trends are in an uptrend, and so it can really happen that the market turn back, and we will see the next situation is that we break this trend here. So we have, you see, here's the last high of the uptrend, and when we break this one, we have a broken downtrend. So this is a situation when I would consider to trade in the uptrend Richtung. But as long as the daily trend is not broken, is it for me as a trend trader no good idea to trade against the trend? That means it doesn't matter what the SMA is doing at the moment. The trend, this one here, is still the uptrend in a deep correction, and so for me as a trend trader, it's prohibited to trade against this trend as long as I don't want to trade the correction. And when I would like to trade the correction, I would like to trade from the lowest point. This is, of course, here I wouldn't trade the correction. And as a trend trader, I would wait till this trend is broken, and then is the opportunity to trade into the long direction. As long as the trend is not broken, I wouldn't trade this. For here, it doesn't matter what the SMA 50 is saying to me.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. I guess now we're at the end of the webinar. Maybe if you have some final words for our participants, then you are free to say them. And I would say goodbye from here. And of course, good trades to all traders. And we will see each other tomorrow at the same time. Yeah, have a nice day.
Great. Yeah, what I can say is that you notice I'm a trend trader and I need trends to trade. And one very important skill for trend traders is that you take yourself the time to wait what the trend is telling to you. And when you trade with the trend, you will be successful in trading. And with these words, I would like to say goodbye for today, and I wish you a good trading week. Maybe we see us at the weekend in Frankfurt. Otherwise, we see us or we hear us next time at Wednesday, 11 a.m. So for this, stay healthy and have good trades. Bye-bye.